Let's talk about Democracy Spring. And I say it's obvious, but the reality of it is that it's not really getting as much coverage as one would expect, with hundreds of people being arrested at the Capitol, the nation's capital. So many people arrested at the nation's capital that they ran out of room to place them all in jail, and then they stopped arresting people. That's like a record number. They arrested so many people that they ran out of jail cells. Well, not necessarily jail cells, but holding places. They couldn't hold them all. This is an effort led, if I'm not mistaken, I know Cenk Uygur is a major part of it. I don't want to say that it's his campaign because I really didn't see anywhere where it was Cenk Uygur's campaign, but I know that he's like the spearhead of it. I know he's out there on the front line, and I know he was also arrested today participating. A lot of people were arrested today. A lot of people have committed to being a part of this. It started off as a march, a 140-mile march from the Liberty Bell in Philadelphia all the way to Washington, D.C. This week is comprised of sit-in, silent protest, and civil disobedience, demanding the core purpose of it is demanding really the overturn of Citizens United, but I feel like it's bigger than that. It's just a statement towards democracy in general and the propensity in our democracy to have undue influence from billionaires and corporations, the ability of legal bribery. I think David K. Johnston in his book, Perfectly Legal, I think he used some of that terminology where it's a system of legal bribery. We give you lobbying dollars, we give you campaign contributions, and you return to us in kind for the things that we're interested in. And I don't want to jump into the commentary so much, but I want to drop this here. Is that we're at a really precarious time in the left-leaning, progressive-leaning Democratic Party circles because more people are willing to justify or to give the okay to campaign contributions, particularly from Wall Street, because Hillary Clinton is the recipient thereof, right? They're willing to justify it because they have to, at any cost, justify their support for Hillary Clinton. So if Hillary Clinton is taking campaign contributions from Wall Street and from corporations and from the NRA and from lobbying partners of the NRA, if she's willing to do it, then it must be okay. But if it's not okay for Republicans to do it, then why would it be okay for Democrats to do it? But before I get into that commentary, let me just go back and give you a little more information on it. It's actually the campaign director for Democracy Spring is Kai Newkirk. They have put together a massive movement of people who have committed to not only walk that 140 miles, which they've already done, they've also committed to be arrested. If you saw the pictures from it today, it is a beautiful sight. I was shocked by the number of, and it's just the old fashioned, you can call me misogynistic, you can call me chauvinist, whatever, but it really spoke volumes to me to see older women being arrested by the dozens on behalf of our democracy. It moved me. It really touched me because I saw it was mostly older white women, but I did see a couple of women of color in there. And I saw one lady who actually looked like my mother in the picture. And I'm like, look at their faces. Look at the people who are committed to our democracy and willing to be arrested. And again, I'll hold the commentary for a second. Let me just give a little more background on it. So the purpose of it, again, is to fight back against this legalized bribery, to fight back against this system, to demand one vote, one person, one citizen, one vote. And Cenk Uygur was there. He was arrested from the Young Turks. Everybody, if you listen to me, you already know who Cenk Uygur is. He was arrested, and I listened to a couple of his clips today, discussing and discussing Democracy Spring and the commitment that they have all made to this movement, trying to rekindle or trying to maintain that energy that really began with Occupy Wall Street. Let's just be real. Like, Occupy Wall Street really changed the game. And I think a lot of people, I think that a lot of people are dismissive of Occupy Wall Street because it may not be as efficacious today as it was. But that spirit is still there. That energy, that drive, that commitment, that willingness to shut stuff down is still there. And Cenk Uygur was there. He was arrested. And it really speaks volumes to because of not Cenk, but because of all of the people that were there willing to be arrested. And I guess the question is, what is their main purpose? According to their website, their main purpose is our collective demand to Congress is that it take immediate action to end the corruption of big money in politics and ensure free and fair elections in which every American has an equal voice. We have identified at least 4 reform bills that are already pending before Congress as exemplary actions that can be taken. These include proposed legislation that would implement robust small donor citizen-funded elections, combat voter suppression, and empower citizens with universal suffrage. It will also introduce a constitutional amendment overturning Citizens United. So basically, everything that I just said at the top, that's exactly what they're standing for. And that's what they are. That's what they're fighting for. Democracy Spring is being organized by a growing coalition of over 100 organizations. This is again from their website, including a steering committee made up of 99 Rise, Avaz, Democracy Matters, Energy Action Coalition, the Retail, Wholesale, and the Department Store Union, RWDSU, the United States Student Association. We are united by these principles of unity. You can, there's a whole list of organizations. I also saw, what's my dude name from Dream Defenders? I'm so horrible with names. I really wish I hadn't tried to, let me get, what is my boy's name from Dream Defenders? He's always on the scene making things happen. Somebody please tweet me with his name. Philip Agnew. That's his name. It came back to me. Philip Agnew. I lied. It didn't come back to me. I just Googled it. But still, Philip Agnew, he was there probably representing himself, but I'm sure he also represents the Dream Defenders, because what they're fighting for in Democracy Spring is very significant. I would encourage anyone interested to go to their website and figure out how interested you are and what level of commitment you're willing to give, particularly if you're in that area or you have the ability to get down to that area. Go to their website and read up on them. But I have to say that the commitment to overturning Citizens United and correcting the problem of money in politics, that really is at the core. That's the core problem in our system. And what we don't realize is that, or maybe you do, maybe I'm just slow to the party. But what many people don't realize is that Democrats benefit off of this too, just as much, maybe give or take a few percentage points in dollars. They benefit off of this. Media organizations benefit off of this. Campaign staffers benefit off of Citizens United. The money is overwhelmingly going to media. The money is going to staffers, high-level staffers, more so than their interns and people volunteering, obviously. But it's entrenched in the system. And one thing Cenk said today in the interview, he said that you have to realize this is something that's going to have to come from the state level up. It's going to have to be a movement that is co-signed by the state level, because everyone on the federal level is in office by virtue of this corruption. So we cannot expect people who are there by, and don't get me wrong. Am I saying that every politician that takes campaign dollars is corrupt? No, but I am saying they are participating in a corrupt system. Who said it? David Sirota, I don't know how to pronounce Sirota. He said that I think he was at a bar. He was at a bar and he gave the bartender money. And he said, The fact that the bartender gave me a beer in return doesn't represent quid pro quo. Making a mockery of this idea that all of these corporations would give people money with no expectation of something in return. The entire system is corrupt. It is broken. It is broken. The hardest part about it, though, is that there are a lot of people who are telling us in one breath that it's broken, and in another breath, they are beneficiaries of this broken system. When you look at the amount of cash that is spent in media outlets, on media outlets in every election cycle, you would realize that MSNBC, all the way down to your local stations that are lucky enough to get all of the contributions in exchange for ad time, they are all direct beneficiaries of this system. And so we're not just fighting against the Republican Party on this. We're fighting against Democrats. We're fighting against the establishment. We're fighting against the media establishment. Everyone who benefits from these dollars, they are who we are fighting against. Doesn't make them evil, but it does make them complicit with the system. Or as my friend Patrick likes to say, not just complicit, but also co-conspirators. All right.